going, everyone? It's your boy Brian back at it again with another episode of the High Notes Podcast. I'm joined here with the co-host,
AP.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we're going to jump right into this McNasty. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the man that has 9 lives, the second space race. And then McNasty wants to take us to a conspiracy corner. But let's just jump right into this episode, McNasty. Right off the bat. So there is a man that lives in Tanzania by the name of Ismaili Azizi, right? This man has been medically declared dead 6 times now, McNasty. 6 different occasions.
How old is this guy?
This man...
First of all, where's Tanzania?
That's in Africa.
In Africa.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So, Mr. Azizi was apparently declared medically dead after a series of different incidents that occurred to him. So this has actually led the locals in his city to declare him a witch because he is unkillable. McNasty, on the last instance, the city got together, like the entire village got together, burned his house down while he was still inside of it, was declared dead, and rose from the dead. He now lives in exile outside of his town.
That's crazy. But wait. When you say he's declared medically dead, right?
Yes.
Was there any alternative motive like insurance money or...
No.
Like he's just...
Like this,
he should be dead.
He should be dead, yes. Out of every single one of the instances that he has died, quote unquote, from, he should be dead. He was bitten by a rattle or a very venomous snake in Africa. I forgot what species it was. He was bitten by a snake. He's been in car accidents. He's been burned alive. This man has literally suffered heart attacks. Like, this man is literally been declared dead multiple times. In one of the instances, he was already in his coffin, ready to be buried when he came back to life. And no one can explain what the fuck is going on with this guy. No one can explain this shit.
No, that's insane. So they burned his house down.
They burnt his house down with him inside of it. He literally still has the burn marks to prove it.
And then he rose back
again.
And then they kicked him out.
They had to kick him out 6 times? What are you gonna do next time?
That's crazy. So wait, if this is a crazy phenomenon, why isn't he like in a lab somewhere?
That's what I'm saying. Like, this guy could literally be studied. He could be literally the answer to immortality. Because 6 different instances of when he should have been dead and he's still alive is insane. Coming back from your grave that many times, he is the only man that could truly honestly say what it's like to be dead.
Jeez. But has he been approached by any like reporters?
Yes.
Any counts of what he thinks is going on and how he feels about it?
So he's actually distraught because this has actually ruined his life because he doesn't know when he will die. He's actually concerned that he might live forever. That's how concerned he's become at this point, and that's what has attracted the news and the stigma around him. So right now, he's lost his job. He lives in exile outside of the village, so he can't make any money. So how he's surviving is probably on a hope and a prayer at this point. And then on top of that, the entire, I feel like the medical community has at least caught wind of this and is more interested in it at this point, but they haven't actually done anything to try to figure out why he can't die. Where everybody's perplexed and confused right now.
It's very interesting.
What would you do if you could not die, McNasty? You could do whatever you want, but you could not die. Immortality, Wolverine style.
I will milk it. I'll become a magician. That ass.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it's like, I'll become that magician. I'll milk it for 5 years, and then I'll just chill off that.
How much money do you think a stunt like that could pull? And when does I'm gonna assume right now, I don't think this nigga is Jesus Christ that resurrected. So this is probably just a series of extremely lucky events that has just allowed him to come back each time.
Yeah, he might be just extremely lucky.
That's what it feels like to me. Now, McNasty, did you know that in physics there is this hypothesis called the many world hypothesis, right? Essentially, what it means is that there are copies of you across multiple universes that are running concurrently parallel to us, right? And statistically, because there could be an almost infinite amount of those copy universes, there is a universe where absolutely nothing wrong ever happens to you. Meaning that you could literally have a piano fall from you in the sky in one of those universes, and by the luck and miracle of God, the molecules in your body allow that piano to follow through your body and quantum tunnel directly through you. In one of those universes, because of how that physics equation explains the universe, meaning that literally anything is possible. Could he just be the copy of himself that unfortunately lives on forever in every one of these instances?
He could just be extremely lucky.
But that's what I mean. That's what luck would be in this situation. Yeah. That's like the physics explanation for what could be happening here.
He could be extremely lucky. Or he could be a witch.
Okay. Do you really think he's a witch? He doesn't know he's a witch.
Hey, that's what a witch would say, though. If you really think about it.
That's what the village thinks about him, too.
and they got to see it firsthand.
They really did. They tried to kill him. And that's another thing. That's an attempted murder by a village. Yeah. Why are these people not being arrested immediately?
Right.
Or do they run on they must run on like DR rules.
But imagine the length that they really had to contemplate burning this guy's house down just to make sure. You know what I'm saying? So it couldn't be off a whim. On
the fifth time, they were like, yeah, something's going on.
They had to see some shit somewhere along the lines that'd be like, yeah, this guy might be a witch. Let's get this over with.
Nah, because that's actually insane, though. Now, if let's pretend that this is just luck and he does not live on forever, what do you think is going to be the thing that kills him? What do you think it's gonna be?
Bro. He'll probably step on a nail or something, get an infection. That's probably what takes him out. Like some normal shit, like some real normal stuff.
Dies of tetanus or fucking cholera or some random bullshit.
Some random shit that's easily preventable.
And now this guy right now, he's concerned that he really will never die. He's actually he doesn't know how to cope with this. How do you think you would react? He can't cope right now. How do you think you would react if you were in that situation?
I don't even know. If I survived everything and I survived my house getting burned down and now I'm living in the mountains in a cave or something, bruh, I'm telling you, I'm milking it. I'm going to every reporter, every news station, telling my story. Eventually it's going to get picked up by Netflix. And that's going to be a documentary right there. I'm going to just milk the shit until I get the funds and then I can just live somewhere secluded.
Damn. That I really am interested to see how this story progressed. And if Mr. Azizi does eventually pass away, that would be actually an interesting follow-up. We're going to have to keep an eye out on this man's life and story.
Now, wait. So how did they verify all these deaths? Or is
they're medically verified. He went to a hospital.
Death certificate.
Yes, he was medically verified each time. This happened every time that he was declared dead. He went to a hospital. In a couple of instances, he was in the morgue. He came back to life inside of the morgue, ready to go. So these have been verified by the local hospital. So either the hospital doesn't know how to check a pulse, or this guy is literally dying and just coming back.
But isn't there a condition that people have where they go into a real deep sleep and then it mimics they would be dead because they just don't move?
See, but I've heard about that, but it's never following so many horrific events that should have killed him.
Right, but in this instance, they are in a village.
Okay.
So I know that they don't have all a lot of technology over there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he has an instance of this, and then they try to burn his crib down. He just got lucky and survived. You know what I'm trying to say?
What about getting bit by the snake?
So getting bit by the snake, if you get bit so many times, you actually build an.
That was the first time he's been bit by the snake. That's the problem. That's why I'm asking.
Is that what they said in the story?
Yeah, this was the first time he got bit by a deadly rattlesnake.
So he must have sucked the poison out. I don't know what to.
All right. So then the other instance when he got into the fatal car accident.
Hey, he might have been in a coma and recovered. Listen, I'm just saying, like, now when they say fatal, it's like, boom, he hit his head really hard. I don't think it was like decapitation or anything.
I don't have pictures of the car accident, and I don't think it was like dismemberment of the body. Or
Exactly.
Like
so he could have very been in the coma, and they could have just been like, yeah, he would have been cooked off of this.
So do you think that he's surviving on like vampire rules? I just finished watching Sinners last night. That's why I'm giving the.
I'm just saying, like,
maybe. Yeah.
He survived. He's not lucky. Maybe he has really bad luck.
And it's the opposite?
It's the opposite. and he's like, yo, just take me, bro. And he just keeps surviving. That's a different. So he might as well be a witch at this point.
That's an interesting thing. I didn't think about it the opposite way. I would imagine that surviving that many times would pretty much give you like the moniker of like Cats, where it's like you have 9 lives. That's what I would assume, but that's a very different perspective. I ain't think of that. All right, gentlemen, but that brings us to the ad break. Do you guys want to tell the audience where they could find all of our socials if they're interested in following us on other platforms?
Just join us on our link tree. You can find all our videos and podcasts on YouTube, YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple Music, and Castbox. Join our conversation in our Discord. And Melly, take it off.
And if you're really liking this, you can follow us on our social media, Instagram, X, whatever, on our TikTok as well. And yeah, thanks for watching.
But McNasty, moving on to the next topic here. NASA has officially announced the second space race has begun, McNasty. Have you heard about this story?
The second space race?
Second space race.
So who's racing who?
So right now, it is again a race against the U.S. versus Russia, but China has now entered this race and is involved. So China and Russia have announced a partnership. They are planning to go to the moon between now and 2030 and build a nuclear reactor on the moon.
Oh, like a moon base, like what I said. And everybody made fun of me for it. Oh. All right.
McNasty, everybody needs to give you an apology. I'm going to be very honest, McNasty. I did not see this coming, but you deserve an apology from everybody, especially on TikTok. They were talking mad shit. McNasty, but they're going to have to give it to you. They are building a nuclear reactor on the moon. Now, the reason why the U.S. is getting involved is because they're afraid that if China and Russia build this moon base up there, they're going to create what's known as a keep-out zone, essentially like a restricted area only reserved for those two countries. So the U.S. has decided to officially join this race and beat them to the moon. So right now, we're expected to actually start this project within the next few months in order to get there first and build this nuclear reactor on that moon.
So are we using Elon Musk rocket to get?
No, this is actually interesting. We actually are going to fund this directly through NASA. So this is going to be the first time in like however many decades that we actually take people to the moon again. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a first. We're going to see that in our lifetime if this actually plays out. That's crazy. We're really living through some historic times.
So as soon as they get up there, right?
Uh-huh.
And they just plan to land and get all the materials up there by 2030, right?
That's the target date right now, 2030.
So how long before they actually build and complete that?
What do you mean? Like to actually have it ready to launch?
Yeah, like ready to go.
2026 is their actual planned date to have everything ready to get at. So right now, NASA plans to solicit the proposals from industries and award contracts to at least 2 companies by March of 2026. So these companies have to be ready to go by then.
So the base is going to be built by 2030.
That's what they're planning for. At least touchdown on the moon and started with the construction. Okay. That's what they're planning around. Do you think that we can actually complete this project, McNasty? The technology, the technology to get into the space and get to the moon has become significantly cheaper in our lifetime compared to when they first went.
I know it's a race and stuff to get there first and build it, but do you think they're ever gonna unify? Because realistically, if we all 3 team up and get that shit done and work something out, like the moon rules, like this is the rules for the moon.
Okay.
And it's no matter what's going on Earth.
We already here's a dumb part about this entire situation. We technically already have rules for how space is supposed to function. We already have those type of rules. So there's actually a treaty that technically space belongs to no individual country. Any country can go out into space. Nobody can declare ownership. And and this is the even crazier part about this, we actually signed this treaty and it states that we're not allowed to test any nuclear explosions out in space. Because that was one of the ideas that they also had, was to test their nukes outside in space, which makes sense. You're outside of the Earth's atmosphere, so you're less likely to like hit us and shit like that with the deadly radiation and stuff like that. But at the same time, do you really want these niggas doing a fireworks show in the middle of the night, fucking creating a second sun at the middle of the night? Like you gotta be careful with that kind of shit at the same time.
But with that being said, what you just said about the moon rules, the thing you said in the beginning of the statement was that if China and Russia get there first, they could claim it as their territory. Mm-hmm. So wouldn't that break the treaty right there?
So technically, that's one of those, it's technically, because the moon is not considered space. It has technically a very thin atmosphere where you're affected by its gravity. That is a whole different situation. Space is what's declared as not owned by anybody. So almost like the ocean. So like the ocean is not owned by anybody, but the individual planets, those can be colonized. That's the future of what colonization is going to look like. We're going to colonize the entire solar system and then eventually our galaxy. Okay. Yeah.
No, that's very interesting. But
okay,
let me lead you to this conspiracy theory.
Okay. We haven't. I'll give you that.
I feel like this is the perfect time for one because we're talking about the moon.
Okay.
And now this conspiracy theory, this theorist David Icke. Have you heard of the term reptilians? Have you heard about how they technically run the world?
I have heard of this, McNasty. I have heard of it.
Now they're shapeshifters.
Okay.
Even when you're doom scrolling on your phone, you would see some conspiracy theory about, look at how they shapeshift mid press, usually political leaders and such.
Okay.
Have you seen those videos?
Yes, I have seen them, yes.
Now, do you think there's a possibility that reptilians do exist and they do run the earth?
Statistically, not impossible, because there are theories that are based around them being a possible alien species that lives on the planet. That's not statistically impossible. We're going to go with, if I had to give it a statistical probability, about a 5% chance that is the real case.
And 5% is a lot.
That is a lot, but that's the max that I would give it. That's me being liberal. I'm being very honest with you, McNasty.
All right, so let's say this conspiracy theory is true. Another thing that they say in this conspiracy, that these reptilians run off of our negative emotions, our stress, fears, and anxieties. I haven't heard this. This is what they feed off of.
Okay,
the negative emotions, right? And that's why they're saying that things happen. And then they orchestrate this. Now, this is what the conspiracy says. Technically, the moon is their moon base.
Okay.
Now, with the moon being their moon base and very tactical, they get to observe us from the top. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the moon is fake.
The whole moon is fake.
Whole moon is fake.
Like Death Star, like fake. What are we talking about?
As like a sphere that looks like a rock, but on the inside is just observation tools, home bases.
Okay.
Yeah, like a
Star.
Like a Death Star. That's what you're describing. You're describing the Death Star.
Basically.
Okay.
so they're using this as an observation.
Okay.
So let's say it is true.
All right.
And we go up there, we throw their nuclear base on their nuclear base. Does this start the first war for reptilians versus humans, or is this like the next step?
No, this would not start. I don't think this would start a war, even pretending like these beings exist, right? Pretending that these reptilians do exist and they do run the government and all that, blah, blah, blah. We have gone to the moon and we know that they're have already touched down on the moon. Why would they get pissed at us for going back and colonizing the moon? Why would they get pissed about that?
Because the first time, now this is another conspiracy theory. Now these are just things that I've seen people.
Okay. Okay.
Just likely.
All right.
Was that we touched down on the moon, they told our asses go back. You're not allowed here. So we went back and then we filmed the moon landing in a studio, and that's what we released to the public. That's what they said.
All right.
Now,
For
what's
the
the possibility?
So here's my question then, because now you're mixing conspiracy theories. Because the conspiracy theory about them filming the Apollo space mission inside of a studio is for the people that believe in the flat Earth, telling us that the moon doesn't exist. So you're combining two different theories now, McNasty.
Am I combining them, or am I just connecting the dots?
What fucking dots, McNasty?
Am I combining them, or am I connecting the dots? You're not asking the right questions.
All right.
I feel like we're getting off topic here.
No. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt here. All right. So the reptilians are originally, when the Apollo mission landed, the reptilians decided, you guys got to go back. And then we were like, fuck it. We're going to film this inside of a studio and we're going to broadcast that to the entire world.
If you think about it like this too, everybody already knew we were trying to go to space. So what happens if we launched it, came back and said nothing?
Here's my question, McNasty. So for the world leaders around the world, right, when the first space race happened and these reptilians were running the world, right, which countries were reptilian people and which countries were real people?
I'm supposed to know. You fucking know?
But you gotta have this type of explanation, because I'm gonna have questions, because you can't tell me that every single country's world leader is a reptile. And this has never leaked. Ever. Aside from conspiracy theories online.
They keep their circle tight, bro.
But that's what I mean. It can't be too big of a circle. There's over 200 something countries with individual leaders. So it can't be that all of them
So listen to
are
this.
reptiles.
They work behind the scenes, right?
Huh?
So they only need to come out when they need to. Like they have,
Okay.
like people, they reveal themselves to some people.
What's the number of spokespersons that they have? What's the total number that you think? That actually interact with the human race?
That actually, wait. Like, how many reptilians interact with the humans?
Yes.
Probably like 10 max.
Only 10. So
There's a council. Because everybody else lives beyond Antarctica. You know what I'm saying? So there's a council, right? And those are the only people that are allowed to interact with humans. And then we bargain with them, but ultimately we're their puppet. And we feed their hunger with negative energy.
fucking nasty. Do you even believe this one?
That's what the conspiracy says. And there's people who believe it.
I don't doubt that. I really do not doubt that there are people that probably believe this. People believe in a lot of crazy things. So I don't doubt you. I personally am saying in this particular situation, you believe that when the U.S. gets there, they're going to get turned around or not even the U.S. Let's pretend that China and Russia gets there. Do you believe that when they touch down on the moon, they're going to get turned around and sent back, and they're going to have to film them building a reactor in...
So I don't believe any of this. I just want to be clear.
Motherfucker, you're not doing this. You're not doing this, Big Nasty.
What they say, I don't believe any of this. But if it was me thinking logically, knowing that they are going to be like, yo, you can't come here.
Okay.
I'm going to be strapped.
You're going to be strapped.
I'm going to be ready.
Okay.
If we're going up there, we're going to take that shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So there has to be some assurance to it. Now, after speaking it with you, I don't think this is very likely because this just sounds a little out there.
Yeah.
But that's what they believe. And that's what I am portraying, their voices.
All right, fair enough. You just wanted to bring out one of the conspiracies that are floating out there online. Now, in terms of this space race, right? Let's pretend that this space race does go off. Now, the original space race that we had against Russia was more of a dick measuring contest. In this particular situation, it was specifically because we're afraid of them creating these zones where they're going to have this nuclear reactor activated on the moon. What exactly do you think they're going to be doing with that reactor? What is it going to be powering? And to be completely clear here, they're planning on building a fission reactor. For people who don't know, that's actually it's similar to a fusion, which is it's actually no, backwards. So they're building a fission reactor, but now the technology that we are developing at this point is for fusion reactors. Now the technologies are slightly the same but different. So they use the same logic of like atomic power. They're both nuclear reactors, but fission power is when you split atoms, which is how we make like nuclear bombs. Fusion power is actually the future, and that's right now the technology that's being developed here on Earth, where you combine atoms together in order to make power, right? What do you think will be powering, or they will be powering with this futuristic technology up there? What do you think is going to be used for?
That phrase.
What phrase?
That phrase.
What
laser
phrase?
Beams.
Laser beams.
Death, destruction.
Oh, death rays is what you said. Okay. But why in space? Why they're really far away if they're gonna shoot me a death ray from fucking the moon? They could do that from a satellite now.
I don't have the answer for that. I don't know.
But we can come up with like our own ideas. Me personally, I actually think that this will not be a fusion reactor for the sake of a fusion reactor. I actually believe that what they might be making up there is going to be, because depending on where, I don't know where on the moon they're going to land. I didn't actually look into that. Because depending on where you land on the moon, you're either facing the sun or you're not. There's two halves of the moon. There's one side of the moon that never faces the earth. That's called the dark side of the moon. And then the light side of the moon is where the sun hits. On the dark side of the moon, the temperatures reach down to below like negative 200 something degrees.
So wait.
When the moon spins, right?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Or no, it spins, but it spins locked with the earth. So it locks with the earth's
So the
rotation.
dark side will always stay dark.
Yeah, so dark side always stays dark, correct. Yeah. So depending on what side they put this on, if they put this on the dark side, I would imagine it's to generate heat in order to actually let the astronauts like work if they're going to be on that side of the moon. Because technically, you would want to be on that side of the moon because that's the side getting hit with the least radiation from the sun. Yeah. That would make the most sense to me on what exactly they might be doing. I don't think that it's going to be specifically for weapons, if you had to ask me.
Cool. So they just going up there to hang out.
Pretty much. We're spending billions of dollars on this shit, and we technically don't even know what we're building these bases for in reality. That has not been outlined to us, because we have the what's it called? We have the Space Force now. That's a branch of the military. Now, crazy enough, I actually watched a YouTube video that explained that technically building the Space Force was actually a good idea because China and Russia have committed, I don't want to say that they've committed. They've shown that they are more than willing to do military operations out in space. So I actually do understand why they actually have the Space Force now. So I'll give Trump a little bit of credit for us creating that branch of the military.
Go Space Force. What do you join?
Would I join the Space Force? Do I get to go to space?
Bro, I don't know.
If I'm going to space, that's an instant sign up. Sold. Nigga, I get to tell somebody I spent an entire summer on the moon base. Nigga, that's tough.
You'll just be patrolling like a security guard.
Would I be like a stormtrooper? Would they give me a stormtrooper outfit?
They'll give you like a regular suit and like a baton.
A suit and a baton, nah.
Like, yo, just patrol this door.
Because technically in space, you would want to be careful because when you shoot a gun in space, the kickback of the gun will push you in the same, in the opposite direction of the muzzle of where the bullet is flying from. So you actually have to be careful with that.
That's why you get a baton.
But I don't want to fucking swing a baton. And plus you're going to be swinging in slow motion because of the gravity difference.
You're not really there to protect anything, bro. You're kind of just like a body.
So what if the Russians show up and I gotta fucking fight 6 foot tall Dmitri, nigga? I'm pulling on a baton. That nigga beating my ass. You're fucking crazy.
Nah, because even what they're gonna do if they're gonna hit you, you're gonna see it coming.
What if they're creating some crazy technology that'll fucking launch a dart at my fucking spacesuit and eventually escape all the air out of my fucking suit?
Then you gotta dodge the dart.
Motherfucker, what? You can't dodge a dart now.
If you put in space, you probably could though.
I mean, if that shit coming at you like 1 mile an hour, but in space, you have space debris as well, especially on the moon. The moon actually gets hit a lot by like meteors and like asteroids and shit like that because it doesn't have an atmosphere to burn it up. So it gets hit often as well.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm saying if you're part of Space Force, right, they're going to train you to some capacity.
To what capacity?
To be able to dodge a dart in space, at least minimum.
You think?
Probably not. It's probably early development for them.
Yeah, I don't think they planned that far into how to fight in zero gravity yet. That's probably something like what's that movie? Remember The Dark Knight when they were flying in a plane and the plane started fucking falling and everybody went 0G? Yeah. That's what the fight scenes in space would be like. That shit would be tough, not gonna lie. Should we go to space? I'd join Space Force. Bro. All right, we're far off topic.
Colin, so.
All right, but McNasty, this was going to be a short episode in terms of the topics. This was an episode of more of a test of the current audio setup. McNasty, do we think that this audio, and I'll let you hear the audio as well, do you think this audio on this episode is going to be good?
Yeah, we're coming back. We know the audio in the first episodes weren't the greatest.
Mm-hmm. And we are aware of that.
We are aware. It happens.
It happened to us before. We should have been more prepared. But when you switch studios, you switch setups. Right now, we're running off an actual PC now, so you could get 4K. We have walls now too, so that affects the sound.
It does affect the sound quality.
So yeah, we got together and we sorted everything out, leading to the elephant in the room. As you noticed by this episode, only me and Rom are here. We're just listening. Melly is no longer part of the High Nose podcast. He decided he wanted to do his own thing and branch out, and we let him. We have to let our young pup spread his wings. He'll forever be a part of season 3. Season 3, part of season 4 as well.
Correct.
Yeah, but Melly is no longer part of the pod. It's just back to the OGs.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now, planning for the future here. Since we're going back to the two-man crew, something that we always did in the first season was that every episode we had a dedicated guest that came on and talked to us. Do we want to go back to a similar style like that? Is that something you want?
Guests are there's still going to be guests. Guests are still going to be occurring throughout the season.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, we can't guarantee a guest every episode, and we want to give you weekly episodes. So
Correct.
we've done it before. We two-manned episodes before. So we're going to do a lot of that. We're just going to keep the topics interesting for you guys, providing you updates, things you want to talk about, and then anything pressing with the news. So moving forward, back to our scheduled programming. Let's get these episodes out with good quality audio. Let us know what y'all think, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Yes, sir. Peace.